Now, the number one book I read that changed my life is the book titled In Pursuit of Purpose by Dr. Miles Monroe. Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so delighted to have you join me this week. I am Comfort Adegoke and I am the host of Purpose Show. And this week we'll be talking about something very important, something very amazing. Before we go fully into the video, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly do so. Make sure you subscribe, like this video. Don't forget to like this video, share this video with somebody. You can just be blessing life by sharing the video. So this week I'll be talking about my first five books that I read that transformed my life. The first five book I read that transformed my life. Now, the number one book I read that changed my life is the book titled In Pursuit of Purpose by Dr. Miles Monroe. This book literally changed my perception about myself. I begin to see myself differently from the norms. I begin to see that there is more to my life. And I am so grateful to God that I am able to get this book and I'm able to read it at the time I read it. As a matter of fact, I'm even wishing that I read the book earlier. I'm sure that my life would have been transformed earlier than when I read it. The number two book I read that transformed my life is the book titled Purpose Driven Life. I think this book is a very common and popular book. And it became common and popular after I read it. Before I read it, no one suggested it to me. I didn't see anyone tell me that, oh, read this book, it is good for you. But it is an amazing book. It also serves as a kind of devotional for 30 days. So every day you have an exercise at the end of the chapter, and it could last you for 30 days. Of course, if you want to read it faster than that, you can always read it. Now, the next book I read that changed my life is the book titled The Glory of Living by Dr. Miles Monroe. That man is just a huge blessing to my life. A lot of people have several testimonies about his books, and I would say that God used him because beyond his book, I also watch his videos on YouTube. I listen to his podcast, and I just begin to see my life differently. Now, the next one I will be saying, the next book that helped me is the book titled The Power of Focus. As a matter of fact, I have that here. You see, I don't even have the back of the book. The Power of Focus is an amazing book that also helped me. The Power of Focus. It was written by three people. They co-authored: Jack Canfield, Mike Victor Asen, and Les Airways. Is the book anyone who wants to transform their life. You want to transform your life. If you want to stay focused, because we have a lot of distraction. We have a lot of distraction going on right now around us as young people. But for you to stay focused, you need this book. This book will help you. So the fifth book that helped me is the book titled The Compound Effect. Now, um, the compound effect is just a summary of every drop of water counts. Like if you want a jar of water or you want a bowl of water, do not just focus on the bowl of water you want. Focus on the little step. Your little step matters. That's the power of compound effect. You see these five books that I mentioned, they are amazing. They are books that you must read. And I think a lot of people that I know that are successful people, most of them have read one of the books I mentioned. most of them has read like at least one of the books I mentioned. So I will also be suggesting another book, set of book. I'm a lover of books. I love to read, and I also love it these days that I have my hard copy books. Hard copy books does it so well for me. And sometimes I do audiobooks too, depending on my schedule and the availability of the book. Sometimes I might want to get a book and I don't have the hard copy. I just go for either the audiobook or I get the PDF. I buy the PDF. Okay, so that is the five books that helped me. The five first books that I read that helped me. And beyond those books that I just mentioned, I have gone way far beyond to read and read and read. At the time I had a goal to read a book every day. I had the goal to read a book every day. And, I stayed true to it for 3 good months. And believe me, my knowledge became vast. I began to learn things. I begin to know things that would take me a while to learn. And I am really, really working towards going back to that goal because at this time now, I have several engagements. So even if I don't go for a book per day, at least a book in 2 weeks is something I am trying to achieve these days. Yeah, in a week, 3 weeks, I finish a book. I'll be suggesting those books. Now, okay, if you're a multi-talented person and you are looking for how to manage your talents, your potentials, if you are multi-talented or you're a multi-potentialite like me, this book is the best for you. Your problem is that you are multi-talented. It is a book that will help you channel your energy. I know you want to do a lot of things, you have the ability to do a lot of things, but if you do not get the right knowledge about those abilities that you have, you get it wrong. So go for the book. Your problem is that you're multi-talented, and believe me, you would channel your energy right. You will do life right. You will not just be everywhere because you have the ability to be everywhere. Okay. All right. Another book I want to suggest to you is a book titled Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. I've read I've read some of John C. Maxwell's book, and I think it doesn't even need it doesn't need marketing. Nobody needs to convince you about John C. Maxwell. Nobody needs to convince you about John C. Maxwell. He's a leader, and all his books are best selling books. They are books that when you read them, you must get extra value for your money and your time. Okay, so another book I want to suggest to you is Purpose in Crisis. Purpose in Crisis is a book that probably you're facing a challenge. If you're facing any sort of challenge and you do not know, you're just asking yourself, what is the meaning of all of this? Why am I facing this challenge? Go and read the book Purpose in Crisis. The author, Dr. Sam Ekundayo, wrote this book during the COVID-19. Yes, he wrote this book during the COVID-19, and believe me, it is a great book for anyone who is facing challenge or anyone who has any sort of crisis. Purpose in Crisis. There is a purpose for your crisis. So make sure you read this book. This book will transform your life. It will help you. Okay. Now, one thing I love about this book is the fact that it talks about mentorship. It talks about why you must not live life just by yourself. Passing it on by Dr. Maris Morio is also an amazing book. Please get your copy. So, another book I want to suggest, if you're a woman, make sure you read this book, Rich Woman. I read this book when I was single, and now I'm married. I'm also going to read it again. As a matter of fact, I sometimes glance through the pages to remind myself of some things that are very, very important to me as a woman. So if you're a woman, I think this book is very great for you. And if you are a man, you can get this book for your spouse or your friend or your sister or your mom. It is a very, very good book for every woman who wants to be rich and wealthy. Okay, another amazing book I want to talk about, I want to suggest is Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits and Compound Effect is they're kind of similar. They're not similar though, but I think they have similarities. They have some sort of similarities. So make sure you get this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. It is a very, very good book. It will help you transform your habits. You will know the effects of your habits on your life. Okay, so sincerely, if I want to keep suggesting books to you, I would continue to suggest books. I will continue to suggest books. I will continue to suggest a lot of books. Now, look at this book, Goodbye to Cancer. This book was written by Mrs. Ololo Emorovi. I don't know how to pronounce her name very well, but she was my premarital, premarriage. She was my premarriage counselor. Yes, so she counseled us, my husband and I, before we got married. And if you want to, one thing about this book is that it's going to teach you how to treat your body, your food, your diet, your how you take care of your body as a man or as a woman. Very, very important. Goodbye to Cancer. It is a very, very, very good book. Okay, finally, because I have a lot of books to talk about if I really want to suggest book or if I want to review a book. Now, look at this book, Mindset. When you read this book, something will shift in your mind. Yes, I mean it. There is a psychology. There's a psychology of success. And if you read this book, Mindset, you would love yourself. Just your mindset will change and you will see yourself differently. Okay, so I mentioned the first 5 books that transformed my life, and I also suggested all of these books. These books, they are books that I can never joke with. I also have some other books, but you see these books, try as much as you can to read them. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this week. I really do not want this video to be so lengthy, and I'm so delighted that you joined me this week. Do not forget to hit the subscription. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video with somebody, and like this video. Now, tell me, which of these books have you read? That is one. Which of these books have you read? Another thing I want you to tell me is, which book can you never forget? Which book can you never forget and you can continue to read it again and again and again? To me, that book I can never forget and I will never get tired of reading is the book titled The Power of Focus. The Power of Focus, because this book, oh my God, it is a masterclass on its own. I love it so much and I can't borrow anybody. I can't give it out. I will even buy a new copy so that I'll have a fresh, fine looking copy of the book. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this week. I will see you in my next episode. Take care and bye-bye.